power. It shapes empires, it builds civilizations, and sometimes it destroys them. From the pharaohs of ancient Egypt to the conquerors of Asia and the kings of gold, history is written by those who ruled not with fear alone, but with vision, intelligence, and unshakable will. These are the 10 rulers who bent the world to their command, and whose legacies still echo through time. This is BrainBlow, and here are the top 10 most powerful rulers in history. Number 10. Peter the Great, Russia. In the late 17th century, Russia was vast but backward, isolated from the progress of Europe. Then came Peter the Great, the man who refused to let his empire fall behind. He built a navy from scratch, modernized the army, and dragged Russia into the modern age. Obsessed with progress, he cut beards, changed clothing, and even rewrote the calendar. He built St. Petersburg from swamps, a city that would become the symbol of Russian power. Peter ruled with iron and vision, ruthless to his enemies, relentless in his ambition. By the time he died, Russia was no longer a frozen kingdom. It was an empire. Number 9. Mansa Musa, Mali Empire. In the 14th century, one man's wealth was so vast, it became legend. Mansa Musa, ruler of the Mali Empire, controlled more gold than any king in history. His empire stretched across West Africa, rich in trade, culture, and learning. On his famous pilgrimage to Mecca, he distributed so much gold that entire economies collapsed for years. But Musa was more than rich, he was wise. He built mosques, universities, and libraries that turned Timbuktu into Africa's center of knowledge. His reign proved that power isn't only about conquest. Sometimes it's about wealth, wisdom, and generosity that outlives a lifetime. Number 8. Qin Shi Huang, China. 2,000 years ago, China was divided by war and chaos. Then came one man, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China. Through conquest and reform, he ended centuries of conflict and built an empire that would last millennia. He began the Great Wall, standardized language, money, and law, uniting millions under one rule. Obsessed with immortality, he filled his tomb with an army of 8,000 terracotta soldiers to guard him forever. Ruthless, brilliant, and immortalized in stone, Qin Shi Huang was not just the father of China. He was its first god-king. Number 7. King Solomon, Israel. Known as the wisest king to ever live, Solomon ruled Israel during its golden age. His kingdom prospered through peace, not war, through wisdom, not conquest. He built the first temple of Jerusalem, a symbol of faith and unity that stood for centuries. Under his rule, Israel became a beacon of wealth and diplomacy, forming alliances that stretched across the ancient world. Stories say he commanded spirits, understood the language of animals, and possessed a ring of divine power. Whether man or myth, Solomon's legacy proves that true power lies in understanding, not domination. Number 6. Genghis Khan, Mongol Empire. Born into poverty on the harsh Mongolian steppes, Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan, rose to unite warring tribes under a single banner. His army swept across Asia and into Europe, building the largest continuous land empire the world has ever seen. He ruled through loyalty, intelligence, and absolute discipline, rewarding strength, crushing weakness, and adapting faster than any enemy. To his people, he was a god. To his enemies, a nightmare. Genghis Khan didn't just conquer land, he conquered history. Number 5. Napoleon Bonaparte, France. From a poor soldier in Corsica to Emperor of France, Napoleon Bonaparte defied fate itself. A military genius, he revolutionized warfare with speed, precision, and strategy. His empire stretched across Europe, his laws reshaped nations, and his ambition changed the world forever. Even after his fall, the Napoleonic Code became the foundation of modern law. His victories inspired generations, his failures warned them. Loved, feared, and unforgettable, Napoleon proved that true power doesn't die with defeat. It becomes legend, Number 4. Akbar the Great, Mughal Empire, India. While Europe was torn apart by religion, India found peace under one man, Akbar the Great. He ruled through tolerance and intellect, blending Hindu, Muslim, and Persian cultures into one empire. He expanded the Mughal dynasty across India, reformed taxation, supported art and science, and created a court of philosophers and poets. Akbar's reign became known as India's Golden Age, a time when ideas, not armies, defined greatness. The emperor who conquered millions, but ruled with compassion. Number 3. Alexander the Great, Macedonia. At just 20 years old, he became king. At 32, he ruled the known world. Alexander the Great never lost a battle. His empire stretched from Greece to Egypt, Persia, and India. His vision was more than conquest. He dreamed of a single world united by knowledge and culture. Cities named after him became centers of science and art for centuries. He died young, but undefeated, a man whose name still means greatness. Alexander didn't just build an empire. He built a legacy that never ended. Number 2. Ramses II, Egypt. The pharaoh who became a god. Ramses the Great ruled Egypt for more than 60 years, leading armies, signing peace treaties, and building monuments that still stand after 3,000 years. His image was carved into cliffs, temples, and statues taller than modern buildings. He was a master of propaganda, ensuring that his name would live forever. To his people, Ramses was divine, a ruler whose power reached from earth to heaven. Time has erased empires, but not the face of Ramses the Great. Number 1. Julius Caesar, Rome. The man whose name became a title. Julius Caesar, general, dictator, and visionary, transformed Rome from a republic into an empire. His conquest brought unimaginable wealth, but his ambition shattered the old order. Betrayed by those closest to him, Caesar's death became legend, and his name lived on in every emperor who followed. Caesar didn't just change Rome, he changed the meaning of power itself. For more than 2,000 years, his shadow still rules the world. Power comes in many forms: strength, wisdom, faith, and vision. These 10 rulers prove that one person can shape the destiny of millions. Empires rise and fall, monuments crumble, but legacy endures forever. From kings of gold to conquerors of continents, their stories remind us that true greatness is never just about ruling others. It's about mastering ourselves. This was BrainBlow. Stay curious.